Hello, coaches. In today's episode, our panel of experts will share their responses to the question, what was your aha moment that helped you understand the true power and potential of coaching? This was a tough question for many of our experts to answer because for so many of them, the process of building an understanding about coaching was gradual. However, in looking back, there are some consistent themes from all of our guests, and unsurprisingly, those themes connect us back to the essentials to building a coaching culture and the ways that coaches are invaluable to school stakeholders. It's stories like this that help us as coaches recognize that even some of our smallest interactions with our colleagues can have a big impact. My name is Kim Cafino, and I'll be your host throughout the series. I've been an instructional coach in schools around the world for 20 years. I am passionate about the impact that instructional coaches can have on school culture, student learning, and teacher professional development, and I am so excited to share these conversations with you. We created this series to give you a window into our Eduro Learning the Coach MICROCREDENTIAL mentorship program. If you're ready to level up your coaching, our next cohort starts in April 2019 and registration is open now. Stay tuned after the video for more details and a free download to preview what you'll learn in this personalized coaching credential program. If you like any part of this series, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel to get all 8 videos in the series. Turn on notifications to be the first to see the next episode. Let's get started. You have had many experiences in many different schools. Was there ever a time when maybe you didn't necessarily think that coaching was valuable? And can you remember when you had that aha moment or when your perspective shifted into seeing the value of this role? And now, obviously, you think it is valuable from everything you've said today. Did you have that kind of aha moment, or how did that happen for you?
It's like asking, do I see the value of teachers? If the coaches are there, I appreciate. And I'm not going to lie, if they're not there, I don't always realize why they need to be there until they are there, if that makes sense. So we don't have a math coach. I'm I don't know if we need one, okay. But I don't have it, so I don't miss it. I think for coaches as they leave, because in the international world, if they're moving, it's really important to leave a good legacy so that you're setting things up well for whoever's coming in next, so they have a good road to travel. I don't have a very specific example of that.
That's a really good question, and that isn't, I think that through this interview, what I'm saying to you is, through my experiences in a high-tech company where you have to move quickly and you have to be unbelievably flexible and adaptable to market needs, right? If you are late with this new product to market, you're dead, right? Or technology has changed, you've got to move quickly. The high-tech companies have to be fast, they have to have high quality. It's all about speed and adaptability and things. That's innovation, right? And it doesn't mean schools have to move fast. There's reasons for that pressure in high tech, but innovative schools tend to their pacing starts going up. We've probably all noticed that. I think what I'm saying more is you have to devolve that leadership. Leadership just has to go down and power has to go down. And coaches are one of the big roles where that new power has to go to. Does that make sense? So I think that's what I've been saying. I would say the same thing about a grade level leader. I would say the same thing about a department chair. Is we have to revision that role from, I had a meeting with the principal and he wants me to tell you these things. Now focus on that. That's not what middle leadership should look like anymore. So I do believe in coaching. I think it's great. I just say that I've mostly been speaking about just middle leadership and what an organization looks like built to succeed if it wants to be innovative and dynamic.
Before I discovered coaching, I think that it made me feel that if I got things wrong or I couldn't work it out, that was a real failing on my part. And yeah, like it was very personal, and so you couldn't share that with other people. And I don't know, it kind of, we've been talking this week a lot about the metaphor of a bonsai versus a wildflower. And yeah, I guess it makes you feel a bit more like a bonsai, where you're trying to clip and prune, and do everything yourself, and it's just not natural, it's not healthy. Whereas a wildflower, you can thrive in lots of different environments. And I think without coaching, yeah, you just feel a bit more isolated, I think. That answers the question.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm laughing is I sort of have two answers. Like, the first answer is probably the most obvious one. It's like, well, when the coaches show up and, you realize, like, this is an important aspect of what's going on in your school, and there's these people that have this level of expertise and this enthusiasm and, this energy for helping this be a success. And that was, with, like, for instance, when Kim was here, it's like rolling out the one-to-one program and designing that. It's like, oh, this is a movement that I want to be a part of. And so just there's that, like, as soon as they show up, really, it's like, okay, good. Like, I like it. This is where we're going. And so there's that part. But then there's also that part of, like, and I'm laughing because it's almost like Kim personally, where it's like, you know what, this woman is not going to leave me alone. so therefore I better sort of, like, figure out a way to work, alongside. And it wasn't hard. Obviously, it was exciting. It was attractive to join the stuff that Kim was doing. But I think also, when the writing is on the wall and that coach has the support of the administration, and it's also supported by just pedagogy, like, where are we going now? Then what? It's a cliche, but you're either with them or against them. And I think it's really important for us to all work together. So figure out how that happens. But truth be known, if you do it, it's a lot of fun and it's very rewarding.
I don't really have one single moment that I can talk about, because when I came to RIS, but not only just when I came to RIS, at no point in my career have I thought, oh, I don't need any help. I've always thought, holy moly, do I need some help here? And it's never changed. That feeling has never changed. So when I went to RIS, that help came from my coach. That was a big part of the help that I got from you, and from doing the COACHBETTER course was awesome. And now here with my new coach, that's been really good too. But it's never been really one experience. It's just a mindset all the time of, please help me.
I don't know, coaching just kind of became trendy and the it word a couple of years ago. I can't name exactly when it happened, but it was, I don't know, my first couple of schools, like, I don't think we ever mentioned the word coach ever. And so I can't remember a time kind of it being kind of thrust upon me or not knowing what it was. I just feel like after the last couple of years of actually working with coaches, it's been really, really, that's my aha moment, just seeing, hey, this is what it's for. It's not, I heard the term and it became kind of jargony and you hear it all over the place, but then actually having gone through it, it's been really useful. And then honestly, for me, another aha moment was going through learning how to be a coach myself. So I've done like 8 courses or weekends of cognitive coaching and kind of gone through the whole Jedi mind trick of it. And just looking at that is like, wow, there's a lot of really useful stuff. And I can see how that could be useful for the way I talk and interact with other people, also my students. And I can appreciate how other people cannot fill that role for me. So I think the aha moment for me was that it's not something that is being done to me by an expert, but it's something that anybody can do at any time for someone. And really all you're doing is listening to that person and figuring out what they need, and then trying to find a way to navigate them to coming up with a solution. Right? And any one of us can do that at any time because we're all professionals. As opposed to like, wow, I don't know how to, because if not, then you're not coaching, you're teaching that person. You know what I mean? Like if I don't know how to do something and I go to someone and say, hey, listen, I don't know how to make an iMovie, for example, that might not necessarily be in the situation where they're going to coach me through it. Like, I'll teach you how to do it. This is how you do it. Here's some things, here's some resources, like don't waste hours. This is how you do this thing. Whereas coaching is more of a model of, I don't really know what I think about this or how to do it. And then the coach says, well, you're going to come up with a solution, and I'm going to figure out a way to get you to come to that solution. So yeah, the aha moment is realizing that everyone is capable of coming up with solutions to their own problems, and the coach is just there to kind of make it happen.
Well, I'll steer the question in a slightly different way, I guess, in saying that I felt passionately myself that it was needed, but at large times at first I didn't feel that others necessarily felt it was needed. It basically felt like I was not that different than a traditional ICC teacher coming in, teaching a standalone lesson or a set of lessons where the teacher may or may not be in the room, and I'm basically teaching tech to kids. And that I knew was not it. And luckily, the admin didn't see it that way either, right? They saw it as an integrated position, although it was a part-time position because I was also doing some learning support. But it was an integrated position and not a prep lesson for the teacher. So at first, when some of them would just sit idly by and not be necessarily involved, I had my own wonderings on where this was going and how successful it would be. But as I spent more and more time in the grade level meetings, which is one of the best parts of coaching, one of the best parts of being a librarian, because you're the closest to where the decisions are made as to what tasks and activities and fun the learning will turn out to be. So as I got more and more involved in there, I again rebuilt my conviction in why I felt it was needed, because I think that in many schools where there isn't a big coaching culture, it's because butts and seats is the driver. And coaching doesn't necessarily put butts in seats. It does a lot of other things. It builds community. It empowers. It connects. It provides access. It connects people and ideas. It does lots of things, but it doesn't necessarily put butts in seats. And if that's the mindset of those in upper leadership, then it's not so easy. It's not very easy to develop a coaching culture.
Looking at it retroactively, the first time was in my very first job where I was a brand new teacher and I was not good at what I was doing yet. No one is good at what they're doing in their first year of teaching. I was particularly not good at it. And a librarian saved me in a moment where I had no idea what to do. And she, even though at the time I didn't know that I was being coached and I didn't know that this was what was happening, I realized that there were people that I could reach out to around me that could help me get out of this isolated place that I am in teaching and help me to be better at my job. So that was really the very first moment looking back that had that impact. But then as the first moment where I realized, I want to go out and actively seek coaching, actively find other people who can make me better at my job, is when I became a librarian, because I saw it from the perspective of a coach. And I saw that I'm able to give people the help that they didn't know that they needed. And now that I know about that, I want that for myself. I want to help that happen. And so I think it's really important to articulate it for people when you are coaching them, like so that they're aware, even when it's happening on an implicit level, to try and make a way for them to know, like, hey, this is what I do, by the way. This is an extra boost. Please come see me anytime. I'm happy to do this, this, or this. Like almost like a little business card that you can hand out. Here you go. Just remember, come anytime. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for watching our Eduro Learning Level Up Your Coaching series. If you like any part of this series, please give this video a like. It really does help out our channel. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to be the first to see the next episode. We want to hear from you. Do you have questions about instructional coaching? Would you like to see a specific educator featured in an upcoming interview? Do you have a great coaching story to share with us? Leave us a comment down below and let us know. If you are ready to level up your coaching, check out our website where we have over 20 practical, relevant, and engaging online courses designed by coaches for coaches. Our most in-depth program, the Coach MICROCREDENTIAL Mentorship Program, is exactly what you need to level up your coaching. You'll get 26 weeks of curated coaching content in our private online course forums, a private cohort of coaches to learn, share, and reflect with, and you'll even have your own private mentor for an entire academic year. Become a certified Eduro Learning instructional coach today. Go to edurolearning.com/coach to find out more. To get a sneak peek at what we offer, download our free 5 strategies for your coaching toolkit in the description box below.